Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuru Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. There are various factors in the ceremony of initiation. One of which is Namakaran, which means giving or changing the name. Up to now, those who are about to be initiated have, in this lifetime, been identified by a typical common Russian name. They both have the same typical common Russian name. Sergei. Okay. That just goes to show I don't have Russian identification in this lifetime. Don't stand with the back to the deity.
Sergei.
So with that name comes a whole package of self-identification, of identification with a particular country, a particular family, based on a particular body which one has temporarily got, but which due to illusion one thinks to be oneself. And with that body comes a personality which one falsely considers to be oneself. Yeah. Whether considered from the Vedic psychological grouping of which divides people into according to Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna, and the various combinations of that, or whether considered from the modern psychological point of view, with all kinds of terms like extrovert, introvert, pervert, that's schizophrenic and subliminal consciousness and so on. But there is a certain personality which is associated with a particular body, which has a particular name. But we understand from Krishna's merciful teachings in Bhagavad Gita that this is not our real situation. It is all temporary. The outgoing personality type might in his next lifetime be ingoing. He might go even inside a human body, being a worm in the stool in someone's intestine. In that sense, being ingoing. Utkramantang stitang va pi bhunjanam va gunan vitam vimurha nanu pashanti jnana chakshushaha. The foolish cannot see how we go from body to body, but those who have the eye of knowledge can see. So to accept a name which signifies oneself as a servant of Krishna means not just a change of name, but it signifies a change of consciousness. By accepting the name Das, one accepts one's position as a servant of Krishna. Devotees are often very concerned, what name will I get? Well, I can tell you, even before we do the official ceremony, what your name will be. Your name will be Das. Sometimes some letter gets sent to the temple, and the postman asks for Mr. Das. There's one Mr. Das living here. There's not one Mr. Das, there are 50 Mr. Dases living here. Jiva Swarup Hoy Krishna Nitya Das. Every Jiva is a Das, not just 50 of them. You may say to the postman, well, you're also Mr. Das. So, no, I'm not. Yes, you are. Keho mane, keho namane, shabtar das jeda mane tar hoy shido shenash. Everyone is a servant of Krishna. Some recognize it, some don't recognize it. Those who don't recognize it, by that very fault they are destroyed. That means that the identification that they consider themselves to be, that will be destroyed. However great a personality they may be, that illusory personality will just dissolve at the time of death. The great Peter the First or whoever, at the time of death, that personality, the subtle body detaches from the gross body and attaches to another gross body. So his name is in the history book, but that particular matrix of Rajagun and Tamagun, I don't think much, well, maybe some admixture of Sattvagun. I mean, the buildings in St. Petersburg are better than the old buildings are better than the new buildings. That particular matrix is dissolved and a new one is formulated, like as in a kaleidoscope. But Krishna's servant is never destroyed. Krishna's servant, that is a permanent situation. That is the permanent situation. So you're wondering what your name will be. The important part of the name is Das. That means specifically Krishna Das, the servant of Krishna. Sometimes the name is given as a servant of Krishna, just like sometimes we may give a servant of Krishna, just like we might give the name of Vasudev Datta Das, the Vasudev Datta is one of the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Or the name might be given Ayodhya Das, Vrindavan Das, the servant of the holy place connected with Krishna. Or the name might be given Siddhanta Das, the servant of the proper conclusion of Shastra. Or some name, Bhakti Rasa Das, there may be so many different names, but the import of all of them is that we have accepted the position as a servant of Krishna. So instead of identifying ourselves with the land that we are born in, we identify ourselves as a servant of Krishna. What is that verse? Tridhatuke swadhi kalatradeshu. What is that verse? How does that begin? Anyone? Very, very common verse, well-known verse. How does it begin? Tridhatuke kapavitapai. Yasyatma buddhi kunape tridhatuke swadhi kalatradeshu bhoma idyadhi. Yatirtha buddhi salile nakarhi jidjaneshva bignyeshu sa eva gokara. Krishna says that one who identifies himself with the body, which is made of three elements, and who identifies himself with his wife, children, home, family, all these things, who thinks that the apex of piety and religiosity is to go to a holy place and take a bath. Such a person should be known to be no more intelligent than an animal. So, taking the name Das, Krishna Das, all the names mean Krishna Das, that means to accept a new identity. Not exactly a new identity, it is our old identity, our real identity. But forgetting Krishna and forgetting our relationship with Krishna, it may seem something like something new. So when we take the name Krishna Das, it's not really a new name, it's the old name, it's our eternal name. And that means that we identify with Krishna and Vrindavan and all the people there and all the goings on there. Did you all hear the news? There was a major explosion in Moscow. This is all theoretical. I mean, there was, but not very recently. If we hear such news, major explosion in Moscow, then we become, oh, what happened? What happened? Because we think Moscow is the capital of our nation. But Krishna Das hears news from the spiritual world. Did you hear Madhu Mangal ate 108 ladus at one sitting, and he asked for more. This is news from the spiritual world. It's Sugita Nartane Shabashaki Gane Tusheche Jugaladhane. There the gopis are always satisfying Radha and Krishna with very sweet singing and very graceful artistic dancing. So that is our real identity. Of course, it's not that every jiva goes or is originally serving Krishna in Vrindavan. Our eternal identity might be in Mathura or Dwaraka or Ayodhya or Vaikuntha, but it's the spiritual world, not the material world. So this initiation is the waking up process. Jeev jago, gaura chanda bole, koto nidra jao maya pishachira kole. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, wake up, sleeping soul, wake up, sleeping soul. How long will you sleep on the lap of the witch called Maya? So that's like some Maya keeps us in a drugged condition. It's like being drugged up. So we can't think clearly. We don't know who we are, where we're going, what we're supposed to do. O Shodhi, Enechi, O Shodhi Maya, Nashi Baro Lagi. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I have brought the medicine for treating this condition of Maya. Hari Nama Maha Mantra Lao Tumi Magi. It's the Hari Krishna Maha Mantra. We have to take it in a submissive mode. So these are all elements of the initiation. You should be aware of them before sitting in this ceremony. It is a great commitment. Unfortunately, there are those who renege on this commitment. But my message to you is, now you've come in, now go forward, go up, and go back to Godhead. Sit like this. Yeah. This is the great opportunity given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If we just take it seriously in this very life, we can finish off all this nonsense, birth and death, and go back to Godhead. So don't get distracted. Don't identify any more with this body and the illusory personality that goes with it. Just understand that we have nothing to do with this material world. Our actual identity is with Krishna in the spiritual world. Hare Krishna. Both of you are living in an ashram as brahmacharis. It's a very fortunate situation. Whatever difficulties are there, the opportunity is there to serve Krishna 24 hours a day. Once Srila Prabhupada was giving initiation in Chicago, and there are many, many brahmacharis present. Srila Prabhupada said to them, you all stay brahmachari, don't get married. You save yourself so much difficulty and entanglement. So we don't want to discourage the householders, but it is a fact that those who are living in the brahmachari ashram, they have nothing to do but serve Krishna day and night, Guru and Krishna, Hari Guru Vaishnava. So if one can remain in that position, then his going back to Godhead is practically guaranteed. Brahmachari life is student life, so you should study Srila Prabhupada's books carefully, thoroughly, repeatedly. Everyone should study all devotees should study Srila Prabhupada's books carefully, thoroughly, repeatedly. Especially brahmacharis, they have to represent Srila Prabhupada's teachings to the world, so they should be steeped in those teachings. Shabde pare chanishnatam. Live simply, don't have material ambitions. And always remember that you are Krishna Das. You have nothing to do with this world. As long as we're in this world, we have to act within it, as Krishna repeatedly told Arjuna. But we have to act for Krishna's pleasure. Mat karma krin. Act for what Krishna wants us to do. Okay, so without further ado, I'll call for Sergey from Chelyabinsk. And you can offer obeisance to Srila Prabhupada, to Sri Sri Gaur Nitai, and then to your initiating spiritual master. Give me the beads. Yeah, then you can come here and offer to me. And can you give the beads? Well, one has got the string that's from Moscow. No, you can keep it on. But you need neck beads though. Where are the neck beads? Okay, put on the neck beads. Let someone else put them on for. Okay. Someone else can put that on. 3 strings. Let someone else put it on. Those beads are also offered to the deity. It's a bit late now, they're on his neck already. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So after this taking of vows and giving of names, we'll have Sankirtan Yagya for a short time. Hare Krishna. And then after that, did you call? I'd like Indu Rekha Mataji to share something with us. There'll be the drama. Okay. So, and after that there'll be a spectacle. Really? Why? Jotomat Totopat. Actually, Hari Bhakti Vilas says to offer with straightforward to the Guru, to demigods with the right side showing. But in the temples we usually offer with our left side, because otherwise we'd have our feet showing toward the deity. Okay, I'll tell you something about your Guru. He doesn't have a telescopic arm. Yeah. You have to come a little late. All right. Okay, sit like this. It hurts, huh? All right. So, say what are the 4 regs? Okay, got them all. What's this pendant? Yeah? Yeah, but we're supposed to surrender to Krishna, aren't we? You don't need this. Okay, now you have to be Krishna Das. Yeah, you can take that out. Yeah, they know. Okay, on behalf of Srila Prabhupada and all the Guru Parampara, your name is Das. Sri Jagannath Das. Sri Jagannath Das. Okay, another Das. Another Sergey who's going to be converted into a Das within the next 2 or 3 minutes. Yeah, so I offered obeisances to Acharya Ratna. And now you can offer obeisances to Varnitai. Actually, there shouldn't be anyone in between. Anyway, we know you're a great devotee, but generally we offer obeisances to Prabhupada, the shelter of all great devotees. Ah, yes, please. Illicit sex, meat, gambling. And one more. No vodka and no narcotics. No marijuana. Okay, and what are you going to do with this? All right, on behalf of Srila Prabhupada and the whole Guru Parampara, I'm giving you the name Shankadhari Das. Who knows what that name means? Can anyone understand what it means? Shankadhari. You know. Okay. Shank means what? Shanka means, and Dhari means one who holds, just like we had the name Giridhari. So one who holds a conch Of course, there are many who hold conches, but this is specifically a name of Krishna. As I'm thinking that Shankam Dhammo Maha in Bhagavad Gita, that's the give the Bhagavad Gita, that's the Tasya Sanjayanam Harsham Kunti Putro Yudhishthiraha Shankha Dhammo Maha. Find it. Where is that described? Panchajanyam Hrishikesham Devadattam Dhananjayaha Poundrang Dadmo Mahashankham Bhima Karma Vikrodaraha Ananta Vijayang Raja Kunti Putro Yudhishthiraha Nakula Sahadevascha Saghosho Manipushpako Kashascha Parameshvasa Shikhandi cha Maharataha Drishtadyumno Viratascha Satyakishcha Parajitaha Drupado Dropadeyascha Sarvasha Prithivipate Sobhadrascha Mahabahu Shankhan Dadmu Pritak Pritak Saghosho Dhatarashtranam Hridayani Vyadarat Nabhascha Pritiving Chaiva Tumalo Vyanunadayan. So there's a description here in Bhagavad Gita of several holders of the conches. First of all is described Hrishikesh Krishna, who has the Panchajanya conch. So Arjuna's conch is called Devadatta, and Bhima's conch is called Poundara. Ananta Vijaya is the name of Yudhishthira's conch, and Nakula and Sahadev are described as having two conches called Mani Pushpaka. So Kasha, Shikhandi, Drishtadyumna, Virat, Satyaki, Drupad, the sons of Draupadi, they're all great kings of the earth. They all sounded their conches, their individual conches, the sound of which shattered the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra, and the sound of which resounded throughout the earth. So there are many conch holders, but when we say Shankadhari, that generally refers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's the original holder of the conch.